giving CPR until the EMTs took over?
Yes.
How does it make you feel to watch this, man?
Sick.
It's great for gardeners. It lets you enjoy fresh vegetables.
And contrary to the way you testified previously, there's no one doing CPR, is there?
No.
All right. Man, was there something funny that was happening at 6:30:41 on February 27th, 2014, in the middle of this attempt to resuscitate Mr. Dempsey?
I have no clue. I can't even remember all that.
Alright, y'all, what's going on? Welcome back to Cigar Ralphy, the Cigar Ralphy, or Cigar Ralphy Show, whatever it is, name that I have for it, until I figure one out. Now, in this video right here that we just saw, man, it's kind of a sad, this is a sad video. It's fucked up in every way you could think of, because you had an elderly man. Not only was he an elderly man, but he was, I think it was a Vietnam vet or World War II. He was a veteran from somewhere, meaning this man went off to war, fought for his country, served. He gets old, as family, goes to a nursing home. He's thinking he's being taken care of, but obviously he wasn't, because the nurse, as you saw here, the nurses, not just the one that was being interviewed, all neglected him, and he passed away due to that neglect. Now, I don't think, obviously they didn't know that there was a camera inside the nursing home, because if not, probably they wouldn't have been acting a fool like this. This man probably wouldn't have died. He was having difficulty breathing, and they just let him die. They made a minimal attempt to resuscitate him and all that. Okay, now his family kind of knew, and this is kind of where I'm like, wait a minute. If you knew, sorry, excuse my voice. If you knew that your family member, whoever it is, your loved one is in this nursing home, and you have to put a camera, that means that you feel like there's something wrong. Okay, why wouldn't you call that out? Why wouldn't you just take him out of there or whatever? They put a camera, and unfortunately, now they got a video of him dying. I think that's even, I don't know if that's worse or what, but at least they caught these women. And the woman, she seemed, this is an old story. I guess this happened in 2015, but I just saw the video. I dug a little bit deeper into it. There's like, it's a crazy rule, like they aren't just allowed to put a camera there, but they are allowed to put a camera if it's something like if it's his home, they're allowed to put a camera. But it's not allowed to put a camera if it's like a hospital or something. But technically, that's a nursing home. They're paying for him to live there, so that's his home. There was a longer video of it where they did try to, resuscitate him and all that, but obviously he did it. He passed away, unfortunately. And that saddens me. My grandparents are old. The way we do it back on the island, though. We normally don't put our parents in a nursing home. We may have a family member taking care of them at home, or most of the time our viejitos, like we say, our old folks, will die in the home that where they lived. They'll die, and we'll bury them ourselves, or we'll have the whole family pulls in together. That's normally what happens. It's different in the States. It's a big mess. But one thing that strikes me, though, not to make this video long and make it go south, but I want you to think about this. This was I think it was a black nurse. I think it was 2 black nurses. 3, may have been 3. I didn't see the other 3. I know it was definitely 2 black nurses. But definitely that one that was being interviewed. And this elderly white man. What do you think would have happened if the roles were reversed? If it was an elderly black man and 3 white nurses? It'd probably be all over the news. Unfortunately, that's the world we live in. It shouldn't be that way. You know what I'm saying? You shouldn't be racist towards anybody. You know what I mean? Just because you're black doesn't give you a right to be racist. Just because you're a minority, or whatever you want to call a minority, doesn't give you a right to be racist. You know what I mean? That's the age we live in. It's like, it's not news. It's not news if the white man died, you know, and he had black nurses. But it is news if a black man died and he had white nurses. You know what I mean? That's just something to think about. And I mean, you could get upset all you want, but that's the truth. That's the way it is. And that's the age we are living in. I've seen the comments below, and this was on World Star. I've seen the comments. You got some stupid ass people commenting, just some ignorant stuff. You know, you got white people commenting, you got just ignorant trolls, man. But it's like nobody cares. You know what I mean? This isn't really like, nobody really cared about it. You know what their main comments was about the skin color. Anything that had to do with the skin color, not the fact that this man died. It doesn't matter if he was black, white, Hispanic, Chinese, Asian. These ladies let him die. You know what I mean? They let him die. They laughed at him. You know, they didn't take it seriously. I would have went ape shit if that was my grandfather, man. I would have lost it. Or my father. You know, I would have lost it. I would have lost it. They would have been telling a different story. Don't forget to like and subscribe. And I'll see you on the next smoke.